Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Saturday, July 2nd, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 360 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Cincinnati Reds vs Atlanta Braves. Our team pick is Braves minus 1.5 runs. And here is why. Well, it was an outstanding month of June for the Braves as they continue to close in on first place. One setback has been the struggles of starter Ian Anderson, who was crushed in a 14-4 loss on Thursday as the Braves missed out on a sweep of the Philadelphia Phillies. Orlando Arcia opened the scoring with an RBI fielder's choice in the top of the second, but the Phillies scored a combined 11 runs over the next 2 innings to build an insurmountable advantage. Anderson lasted just 2 innings, allowing 7 runs on 7 hits and 1 walk while striking out 1. Austin Riley had a 3-hit game, while Adam Duvall went 2-4 with a homer and 2 runs scored. The Reds have generally played decent baseball since their 3-22 start to the season, but the pitching was shelled for 23 combined runs over the last 2 games, including a 15-7 loss in Thursday's rubber match against the Chicago Cubs. After the first 7 runs of the game went to Chicago, Joey Votto got the Reds on the board with a 4-inning RBI single before hitting a homer in the 6th, yet it wasn't enough to come close to a rally, even with Tommy Pham launching a 3-run shot in the 9th. Rookie Graham Ashcraft only went 2.1 innings, allowing 7 runs on 7 hits and 2 walks, while striking out 1 in the loss. Pham and Votto both had 3-hit games while scoring a combined 5 runs. Thanks to an outstanding June, the Braves are suddenly looking like one of the most well-rounded teams in baseball, with more than enough to handle the Reds. Cincinnati's pitching isn't good enough to consistently compete against teams like Atlanta, while Strider has looked incredible as a rookie so far. While Maile is a solid pitcher, the trouble for Cincinnati will come after he leaves the game, as its bullpen has the worst ERA in baseball by a mile and is currently missing its best high-leverage reliever in Diaz. This will be a tough challenge for the entire pitching staff, as Atlanta has a strong 106 WRC+ as a lineup, with superstar Ronald Acuna Jr. returning from injury and Harris too getting called up in recent weeks, making a big difference. The stuff for Strider has been incredible as he is striking out 36.2% of opposing batters in his rookie season, leading to outstanding metrics like a 57 FIP. Even though the Reds haven't been totally awful for the last few weeks, they face an uphill battle against an elite team here. Our total pick is over 9. Maile vs Strider is a compelling showdown between promising young arms that may well be staples in the NL for years to come. With that said, Maile has battled consistency this year and looks particularly vulnerable against a hot-hitting Atlanta squad that ranks 3rd in ops and 2nd in home runs per game. The Braves flexed their offensive muscles Friday night and showed how lethal their lineup can be. Look for them to jump on Maile early and often here. Expect Spencer Strider to be on in this one, but the hitting-friendly dimension of Great American Park always yields the possibility of 1 or 2 mistakes translating into some runs. The over is 3-1 in Atlanta's last 4 and 4-1 in Cincinnati's last 5. Expect to see runs in this one. Houston Astros vs Los Angeles Angels. Our team pick is Angels for the win. And here is why. Los Angeles got off to an excellent start this season, going 27-17 through its first 44 games. The Angels proceeded through one of the worst slumps of any team in 2022, losing 14 consecutive games from the end of May to the beginning of June. They have not been able to get back to their early season form, but they have been playing better of late. Los Angeles has gone 8-6 over its last 14 games, taking 2 out of 3 against the White Sox earlier this week. The Angels are in 3rd place the American League West, trailing Houston by 12.5 games. They are only 4.5 games back of the final AL wild card spot though. Houston got off to a disappointing 7-9 start this season, but it has been one of the hottest teams in baseball since then. The Astros went on an 11-game winning streak in May that kick-started the nice stretch, and their momentum has never dissipated. They have not lost consecutive games since June 11 and are entering this series having won 5 of their last 6 contests. Houston took a pair of games against the Mets earlier this week before adding a 2-1 win in a lone game against the Yankees on Thursday. The Astros have been dominant in the AL West, leading Texas by 11.5 games atop the standings. I think this is a good spot to take Los Angeles as a road underdog. The Angels have fewer injury concerns at the top of their lineup, and these teams are pretty even from a statistical perspective. Sandoval has been shutting teams down of late, allowing 2 or fewer runs in 4 straight games. The Angels have been better on the road than at home this season, while Houston has been worse at home than on the road. I am seeing value on the Angels as underdogs in what could be viewed as a toss-up game. Our total pick is under 8.5 runs. And here is why. As mentioned previously, the total has finished under in 66.7% of Houston's 75, 24-48-3 games this season. The total has finished under in 6 of the last 7 games played on the road by Los Angeles and in 15 of the Angels' last 21 overall. In addition, the total has finished under in 19 of Houston's last 26 against a team from the American League West. Seattle Mariners vs Oakland Athletics. Our team pick is Seattle for the win. And here is why. Oakland continues to be the worst team in baseball this season, unable to get anything going in June. The Athletics only won 5 games the entire month, with 2 of those coming against Kansas City last weekend. They followed those wins with 4 straight losses, including a 3-game sweep at the hands of the Yankees. Oakland added an 8-6 loss in Seattle on Thursday to open this series. The Athletics are 2.5 games back of Cincinnati for the worst record in the majors. They are in dead last in the American League West and are 16.5 games out of an AL wild card spot, so their playoff hopes appear to be all but dashed. Seattle has had an up and down season thus far. The Mariners got off to a strong start before struggling for the majority of May and June. They have finally been able to steady the ship over the past few weeks, winning 8 of their last 10 games heading into Friday's contest. Seattle swept Oakland on the road last week before taking 2 out of 3 against both Los Angeles and Baltimore. The Mariners added to their success with Thursday's 8-6 win. They are in 4th place in the AL West, trailing Houston by 12.5 games. However, they are only 4.5 games back of the final AL wild card spot. Seattle has not been a great team over the last few years, extending the longest playoff drought among major North American pro sports teams. However, the Mariners have been able to dominate Oakland anyway. They have won 17 of the last 19 head-to-head meetings, including their sweep in the Bay Area last week. Seattle has finally been able to find its form of late, but it still has some work to do if it wants to get back in the playoff conversation. Meanwhile, the Athletics have the worst record in the majors and continue to skid, so they have no motivation to win games right now. Our total pick is over 7. And here is why. Both lineups have struggled this season, making it easy to think that the upcoming game will be a low-scoring one. However, this is a low total and both teams look to step up and drive in runs against 2 struggling starting pitchers. The A's should plate multiple base runners against George Kirby, who allowed 7 runs in his previous start with Seth Brown, Ramon Laureano, and the rest of the lineup making hard contact and powering the ball throughout the game. The Mariners, who average 4.03 runs per game, should run up a score with Julio Rodriguez, Eugenio Suarez, Cal Raleigh, and the rest of the lineup swinging for the fences and making hard contact against Paul Blackburn and the entire A's pitching staff. Tampa Bay Rays vs Toronto Blue Jays second game. Our team pick is Toronto Blue Jays for the win. Tampa Bay entered Friday with 3 straight losses as they were knocked off in the opening game of the set Thursday night. The Rays entered Friday 4th in the AL East race, 15 games behind the Yankees for the division lead. They entered Friday tied for the 3rd and final wild card spot in the AL with the Guardians. In Thursday's opener, Tampa Bay got a pair of hits from Yandy Diaz, while Isaac Paredes continued his recent torrid run by hitting his 11th homer of the season in the loss. That accounted for their lone run, however, dealing them a defeat. Matt Weisler didn't factor in the decision as the opener, as he allowed no runs on no hits with 1 walk and 1 strikeout in 1 inning of work. Ryan Yarbrough, 0-4, took the loss as he allowed 4 runs on 8 hits, with 1 walk and no strikeouts over 5.1 innings before departing. The Blue Jays have yet to name their option for the mound in this contest, but the thought process is that Maximo Castillo could be in line for his 3rd appearance and first start of the season here. He has no record, a 3.60 ERA, a 1.00 WHIP, 2 walks and 8 strikeouts over 5 innings of work this season. Castillo didn't factor in the decision in his last outing, which came in relief against the Brewers last Saturday. He threw 4 scoreless frames, allowing 1 hit with 2 walks and 7 strikeouts in a 5-4 Toronto defeat. In his 3rd career appearance and first major league start, Castillo faces the Rays for the first time. He allowed 2 runs on 2 hits with no walks and 1 strikeout in 1 inning of work in his lone appearance at Rogers Center, which came against the Yankees in a 10-9 Toronto victory on June 19. Castillo made 2 stops in the minors this season prior to being recalled as he was 3-1 with a 3.10 ERA, a 1.207 whip, 14 walks and 35 strikeouts over 29 innings, with AA New Hampshire of the Eastern League in 6 starts. After that, he made 5 appearances, 3 starts, with AAA Buffalo of the International League, going 2-0 with a 0.66 ERA, a 0.732 whip, 10 walks and 29 strikeouts over 27.1 innings of work. This is a battle of teams heading in different directions as we have the All-Star break on the horizon. The Rays have struggled at the plate, which is a major reason they have had their issues putting games in the win column. Rasmussen, should he be able to take the mound here, likely will be on some sort of pitch count as he is recovering from a hamstring strain. Toronto got some good work out of Castillo out of the bullpen in his last start, and we've seen the Blue Jays put up crooked numbers offensively. The Blue Jays are a dangerous team, especially when it comes to playing at home. Tampa Bay's bats haven't been able to keep up, and slowing Toronto down is too tough a task here. Give the advantage to the Blue Jays in this contest. Our total pick is over 9. And here is why. Toronto's pitching staff has been terrible this season. As a team, they are bottom 10 or hovering around the bottom 10 in ERA, hits allowed, runs allowed, home runs allowed, and batting average against. On the opposite side, their offense has been excellent. They are top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBI, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. Vladimir Guerrero leads the team in home runs and RBI. George Springer leads the team in runs, and Bo Bichette leads the team in hits. With this being the second game of a doubleheader, the relievers of both teams will be very limited. This will be a higher scoring game and the over will hit.